everyone. You are welcome to today's episode on the Edfields Podcast. I would ask that you sit back and join us as we delve into a very important and interesting topic. Today, we'll be talking about custody and maintenance of children. It's a very sensitive area, as you would come to learn later on. But we would look generally on the rights of children and how important they are in the family setting. To discuss this very interesting topic with us today, we have three legal persons, and they would give us their views on the rights of children when it comes to custody and maintenance. Prince, you're welcome to today's program.
Thank you.
We have Eunice, and of course we have Albert. So we have two guys and a lady, and we look forward to seeing their perspective on this topic. I think it's time for us to go into maintenance. Eunice, maybe for our viewers out there, in simple terms, what does maintenance, not maintenance of a house or maintenance of a building, but I mean, when it comes to children and custody, what's maintenance?
So maintenance means providing necessaries of life.
Okay.
Maybe health care, basic needs, educational needs for a child. So basically that's the welfare of the child.
The welfare of the child.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, what does the law expect from parents when it comes to maintenance?
So usually it's not even just parents. So any person legally liable is expected to take care of and maintain a child. So the duty is not just on parents. So if you have a child in your custody and you are legally obliged to do that, then you are required to maintain that child.
Albert, maintenance, is it all about money?
Well, if you look at what the law says, it says that providing the child with the necessaries of life.
Okay.
There are some things that a human being needs to survive. Like Prince said, a child is not a shuttle.
Okay.
A child isn't like an animal that you rear. A child is a human being. It's going to grow up and is expected to be a well-meaning member of society who contributes valuably. And for the child to get to that point, from the fundamental stages of the child's life, certain things need to be available to the child. So a lot of people have this perception that maintenance has to do with money. It's not always the case. Now, let's take this scenario. I'm a father. Maybe for one reason or another, I and the mother of my child cannot live together. I'm gainfully employed as a farmer, so I grow food. Maintenance doesn't, if a court makes an order for maintenance, it doesn't necessarily mean that I should always come and pay money to the child's mother. I can come and apply to the courts that as part of my job, I grow food, and that is what I feel I can contribute to the success of my child. There's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. So maintenance is not always money. Health, food, education, clothing, shelter, all these things, whichever way, as a guardian, as a parent, or as anybody liable for the upkeep of a child, you can provide for these things for the child. Yeah, the court isn't a monster sitting somewhere trying to take advantage of people.
But you see, what you are saying, if I were counsel on the other side for the lady, I would not agree.
You need money to get those things.
You need to sell the crops and food. Just bring in that money.
So it's like the cassava, when you peel it, the cassava itself you eat, and then the whatever was covering it, you use it as clothes.
Go and sell the cassava and bring that money.
Papa, you know that
That's
the only shawarma and only pizza.
No.
Sell the cassava.
One thing I've also realized is that for a lot of us who maybe are new parents or are thinking of becoming parents, we become caught up in the finances of child rearing and nurturing.
Child rearing.
That's for want of it's
For want of a better word.
so I recently I've come to understand something. When a child is young, at the end of the day, all the child wants is your love and your presence. Yes, it's true.
Albert, our present day children.
Your money is necessary to take care of the child, but at a very young age, the child doesn't really understand the difference between being neglected or not being neglected.
Okay.
So as a parent, you see, and there's also another angle to what Prince said. When the couple were together, or when the parents were together, you see, money wasn't too much of an issue when they thought about starting a family. But then as soon as issues came up in the marriage, and then there was a need to make maintenance orders, then now finger pointing starts going on, and no, your job is not good enough. You see, it's about what you can provide. The courts in making orders for maintenance look at whether the two guardians or parents are gainfully employed, what type of employment they are employed in, the standard of living of the child thus far in the child's life. You get it? It takes all those things into consideration. So it's not necessarily an issue of we want to take as much money as possible for the child.
No, so you see, Albert, let me ask you this. Let's say you are the lady. You have custody. And I am the man I'm supposed to maintain. You come and tell me that he's sick. You're going to the hospital. You go to the hospital with a bag of maize. And you go there, you say,
But that's the thing. The order for maintenance is so that the child can be well catered for.
But how
I
would
get
the
it.
child?
So I'm coming. So the court, like I said, the court looks at the standard of living of both parents, the standard of living that the child has been exposed to at that point
Yes.
in the child's life.
You see, I get you.
And then-
maintenance.
And then the employment of the parents.
Yes, and not to argue with you, but what I mean is, if you are a farmer and you can have all those produce, why don't you sell half
Exactly.
and convert
So
it into
exactly.
Money.
money?
If-
And then you bring,
Because the
you know,
education-
I am getting emotional about it because someone did something like that to my client. He was not paying the maintenance, and then I complained to the judge, and he says that, oh, me the banchi kakra, anybody kakra. So I asked him, so banchi anybody no my witness, and then the judge was laughing. You see, we have to let people understand that when someone is asking for money, it does not necessarily mean that that's all the person wants. If you are a farmer, had it not been the maintenance of the child, would you have only eaten what you grow? Would you have worn things from your farm? Would you have slept in your farm? Would you have used brodidia clean your teeth?
Leaving cassava
No.
to pay school fees.
So
You see, so you let me learn. So you I'm not attacking you. You are not the other guy, but we have to understand that there will be situations that your cassava or your maize will not solve those problems. Let the person understand that maybe he wants or she wants you to give 1,000 cedis every month, but you cannot do that. How much would you spend
Able
out
to.
of that 1,000 for food? Maybe 200. Okay, now we have 800 cedis because you bring food.
yes.
I've seen that before. Maybe I am a doctor and I have doctor friends. Instead of going to another hospital for them to charge, come to my friend. Even if I don't pay, at the end of the month, you come and take the money
that
from
is
me.
sorted.
And you reduce it. But you don't tell me that you are
So
A farmer.
a farmer, and so
You should bring the cassava and
would
plantain
you
to solve
would you
the
pay
problem.
me the cassava?
Basically, you are making my point for me. That's the point I'm
So
making.
the point is that money is also important
Exactly.
in maintenance, because without money,
And
can't
Jasmine,
fulfill
even
the
the
needs
court
of
is
the
very
child.
considerate. I think Prince will bear me witness that there have been instances that the court even checks like the person required to payment and his financial
Exactly.
That's what
responsibilities
Albert said.
towards other
Other
children.
children.
Maybe he has other children,
Yes.
3 children somewhere, and has only 2 with you. So at least you should be considerate enough to
No,
understand such a person.
I'm talking about this a lot because people have gotten this kill and tear kind of attitude. I will not pay.
Pay.
And then some of them even are even
I think it's a
subjecting.
major issue in
I'm
the court.
telling you.
Maintenance is a great hurdle to.
They are subjecting payment of maintenance to access to the children. Someone can say, "Oh, mommy, who me back?" And then you say, "I should pay
They
money."
even use it as a
Yeah.
punishment.
But that's wrong.
Once I'm not seeing the kids,
That's
I'm not
wrong.
paying maintenance.
It is wrong, but people are using
Using
it.
it.
Exactly.
You see, they are using it, and so when you support them, they think that they can go ahead. Me, I won't support you, even though I'm a man. I know if they do it to me, I may cry a little bit. But you see, what is right is right.
Yeah.
I know and I believe that human beings are not robots. We have feelings. There are situations where it depends on how you talk to the person. I watched a video where the counselor asked the woman to speak to the husband about their kids. And then the woman was like, these kids that I did not create, they are your children and they are not exhibiting the traits that... And then the counselor stopped her, said, watch. The counselor went to the man, put the hand behind or at the back of the man and was talking and said that, see, these are your kids, these are my kids too. I want our kids to be like you, but they are not exhibiting the traits that I saw in you to fall in love with you. By the time the woman was midway through it, the man was crying. She was touching some points that the man was now realizing what he was doing. But you see, some people are thinking that, a man cannot do wrong. So if you do something wrong, it means it is intentional. No. So speak to the person. Let the person understand the consequence of their actions. Unless he is some idiot somewhere who is that wicked, he will do something. But that browsing to twin, that thing it will not fly.
It will not fly at all. Yeah. Well, I don't know who will take this one, but I found it very interesting to know that maintenance sometimes is ordered for an unborn child. How does that work
So
in our legal system?
even before a child is born, where it has become necessary for maintenance to be ordered, a court may order that arrangements for maintenance be made for that unborn child. Because before the child has been brought to full term and delivered, still certain things need to happen
Okay.
for the child to be able to be born. So antenatal.
Okay.
Maintenance can be ordered for a father to pay for antenatal care. for the
Interesting.
child. And after the child is born, it doesn't end there. Because once the child is born, it is presumed that the child needs some care for the very early years of the child's life. And the mother won't be able to work and provide that care at the same time. So the Children's Act also provides or mandates that maintenance needs to continue for at least the first 9 months after the child has been born. After that, if there is a need for further maintenance to be paid, then a subsequent order can be sought from either the magistrate or the tribunal.
Okay.
I'm very happy about this because I went home last week and I met one of my very old friends and he told me that, he had impregnated someone. The girl wants to cheat him. I was like, how? He said they went to Dofsu and then they said you should go and check if it's true that she was pregnant, and then it was 400 Ghana. And he's thinking that, the girl has cheated him. I was like, okay, so after that, what happened? He said, now they are saying that you should pay 250 every month, but even that one, he will not pay. I was like, wait. So, to whom do you think you are paying the money? He said, She wants to chop my money. I was like,
Oh,
no.
but come on, you are paying. What does 250 a month do?
No, that place they don't call it 250. It's called 2.5 million. So it's big.
So it's a lot of money.
And I sat him down. I was like, see, don't fool around. The money you are paying is not for the woman. It's for the child in there that you are calling yours. There are so many things that happen to women before they give birth that if you have not experienced it, you will never understand. And you, even though you have a pot belly, you can never get pregnant. And he was laughing. Pay the money. Let them give birth to the child. Afterwards, you will know whether it is yours or not. If the child comes and you see how he looks like you, you will not even complain. And I could see that he was very calm. So before I spoke to him, in his head, he was giving the money to the girl. Until I caused him to think that, no, it is the child you are looking after.
I think the issue is the realization that your child at that point lives in the woman.
You see?
If the woman isn't doing well, the child won't do well.
Absolutely.
So from what you've noticed from practice,
Yeah.
is it the case that the men are the ones who usually will pay the maintenance?
Oh, yeah. That's why I was saying that someone say kill it. Yeah. You see, the law says that as far as maintaining, the couple, a man can do it, a woman can do it. But I'm just wondering where a man will go to court to say that the court should give an order for the wife to pay money to him. You see,
It's a very bizarre set of
I haven't
circumstances.
seen that yet. Have you seen that yet?
no,
Not
In your
yet.
practice?
It's usually the women.
No. Oh,
they will name you.
Maybe any of our viewers who have experience that can tell us that. But well, the reason why I asked that was because, and maybe this will favor the men.
Yeah.
At what point can a parent stop paying maintenance? Is it continuous or when the child turns 18? I don't know. I'm sure some men out there will be happy to have an answer.
There are different circumstances.
Okay.
A child ordinarily, to define it ordinarily, is a human being below the age of 18. But let's say the child gets to the age of 18 and the child still needs to go through education. So the
Okay.
child isn't gainfully employed.
Okay.
At that point, who takes care of the child? Because mind you, you are maintaining the child not just for the child to get to 18 and then you leave the child like a goat to go and wander. You are bringing up the child, you are rearing the child to become
I don't keep saying we're happy about that word.
to become a valuable member of society who contributes meaningfully.
Okay.
You see, so ensuring that the child has the best education, for the child to be able to get to that point, is part of the job. Now, maintenance might lapse. Lapse means that the child hasn't gotten to the age of 18 yet, but then you no longer have to pay maintenance. And this is a provision that was made in the Children's Act. So I should take it that the framers of that law foresaw a situation like this. But basically, it lapses where before the child gets to 18, the child is gainfully employed.
Okay.
Do you get it? Some people might have issues with that. That why should a child who is not 18 be made to work? But there might be situations like that where that happens where it's not necessarily that the child is doing any hard, menial work. For instance, let's say the child is an actor or an actress. The child acts when he's out of school, he or she is out of school. There is a guardian ensuring that the child isn't taken advantage of. And whatever it is the child is acting in is bringing in good money. In that instance, a parent can apply
Suspend.
that.
Yeah.
Yes, the child is now gainfully employed. And so I will respectfully beg the courts to take this load.
Cease.
Yes.
Cease.
And also in
So-
tragic events where the child also passes on, definitely
The purpose for which maintenance is
Exactly.
taken is no more.
yeah.
But even when your sources of income are impaired, it will not necessarily take away the responsibility to maintain the child. But you can go for it to be varied.
Yeah.
That the 1,000, the 500, the 3,000 they are saying you should pay because of these reasons. because your sources of income have experienced some downward growth. I don't know if something grows downwards anyway, but it has been affected negatively. You cannot provide that volume. And it can be varied because, see, it is better for a court to make an order that is enforceable than to make an order that you feel that this is the court, but it cannot be enforced. Huh. So the guy who was saying that he has impregnated someone, I just told him that when you go, tell them this is the job you do. This is how much you earn. So
This is what
for
you
the
can
time
bring
being,
in.
this is what you can bring in. And listen to what
They would say.
they will say. If they are forcing you to pay more than they can't jail you. You just say, okay, when you go home, you pay what you can.
Let me just chip in about you saying a person can't be jailed. So the act gives offenses, basically.
Yes.
Yeah. So as a lawyer, I would also want to find out what you think. So under the act, there are certain offenses which are punishable by either a fine or imprisonment. One of them is where a person who has a responsibility to take care of the child fails to do so, where you are supposed to provide the necessaries of life.
Yes.
Fail to do so.
Yes.
You may be imprisoned for that. What you are describing, doesn't it fall within this
So
umbrella?
you see, the operative word is fail. He's not failing. He has come to tell you how much he's earning and how much he can. You can look at his salary and his 2,000 cedis, and you are saying he should pay maintenance of 1,000 Ghana cedis. Mind you, when they say maintenance, the judges will always exclude health and school fees. What it means is that the remaining 1,000 cedis
should also
should go
to
into
all
school
those
fees
other
and then
expenses.
health. So it means that the father has to fast for 10 years.
Just to get that money.
Yes. Even if you want the Holy Spirit to come and live in just you can die out of that fast.
I think sometimes that's where maintenance orders are used as a weapon by partners who are no longer together and are warring.
But
for want
even
of a
with
better
that,
word.
Albert, the court will still go into it if there is an
Exactly.
impairment
Yes.
or other
So
things. So they don't
where
just
there's an
make it.
impairment
Exactly.
for instance, or where the parent's employment doesn't allow him to earn the money that the order is asking him to pay. The other parent might come to court and say, you made so and so order that he should pay this amount of money. He's unable to pay it. And because of that, go ahead, make certain orders. For
No,
instance,
the
maybe to
court is
punish him or
reasonable.
something.
That's why I was saying that
Consider it.
if you look at the person's salary or his earnings, and you come to a realization that this person can always give 200, and he comes to court to still prove that every month he sends the 200 to the person, it is very difficult for you to prove that he has failed to maintain. You will say that it is not enough. That is where he will still come and argue that, see, this is my earning. I can't. Someone say, I can't come and kill myself. You see?
So
Yeah.
Albert was talking about punishments and
Yeah.
fines and all that. So does it mean that we have a system that can take certain actions when a parent fails to pay maintenance? What is available for anyone who fails to do that?
Well, I've not seen a situation where someone has failed to pay maintenance and he has been jailed before.
Okay.
But we have in our laws that if you are not taking care of a child,
Yeah, criminalize
and
it.
taking care of a child is not just the maintenance that we pay. There are so many things. You know, when a child is in your care and you even leave, I'm sorry to use this example. I remember this situation where Prophet Salifu Amuakon's child used a car to hit people. You see, the father was not there, but he was charged because he was seen to have been negligent in taking care of that child. You see, you fall short of the threshold that is, or the standard that has been set for parents.
Okay.
So there's so many situations that come together to say you are not taking care of the child. It's not just maintenance, because maintenance normally so boils down to money. Because necessities of life, you get it. So it's difficult to say that an order has been made for maintenance, the person is not paying. Maybe you go for contempt. That there's an order, a standing order. A subsisting order that has not been complied with. That one, you go through that route, you can just
Even with institutions, Department of Social Welfare.
Yes. There was one funny thing that happened at Achimuntronan. An order was made and maintenance of 800 cedis was ordered to be paid to my client, not a child.
Okay.
And 2 months the guy was not paying. So I complained to the judge and said that this is contemptuous. You have to pay. And the judge was asking him, why won't you pay? He said, won't see me no matter. The judge just called the police that they should lock him until he pays the money. When they held his back now, he said, Jamie, move, go first car back. And he went
to get the money.
He went to the car to bring the money. So you see, sometimes we use this.
Use it just punishment. Anyways, thank you very much, Prince. Thank you, Eunice and Albert. I think this has been a very interesting topic. Viewers, just always have it in mind that the best interest of the child is paramount. And so the back and forth between parents and the fighting and trying to coach a child to speak in a parent's favor, most of the time will not fly. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. I would ask that if you have any comments, any questions, any suggestions, do well to comment on our social media platform. Of course, you can subscribe to the Edfields Podcast YouTube channel as well. So thank you very much for joining us today, and we hope to see you next time. Have a good afternoon.